Hello everyone, welcome back to my new video. In this video, I am going to share with you my editing workflow for DNG8 shots taken on Qoocam8k. And in the end of the video, I will share all the information about the mounting system I use to take these kind of window shots. So don't go anywhere and stick till the end so that you get to know everything about it. Okay, this image which you are looking right now was captured in bus, and I have placed the camera at my eye level so that it doesn't distort my face that much. I have hidden the stitch line in the frame of the window so that if there are any stitching errors, those can be ignored completely because it will be hidden in this window frame. As you can see in the original image, I have set the exposure for outside and not for inside of the bus because I know I can recover all the data in the shadow from rawplus. Before we begin the editing process, I have already stacked the DNG8 to rawplus inside the camera itself and imported the rawplus image to Lightroom. Here is our rawplus image. Let's start our editing. So let's just first press auto just to get our starting point. Now if we go in light, you see exposure is set to 1.25. What we can do is get all the highlights down, bring our shadows up, make our blacks go black and whites just a bit go white. We can add a bit contrast also, and if we want brightness back, what we can do is we can bring back the highlights just a bit, but we need to keep the details on the sky as well. Let's move to color. Let's make it a bit warm and reduce the saturation a bit. As you can see, at the default 0, my skin is saturated, looks more red. I want to get back to its original color, so that's fine. Let's go to effects, add just a bit of texture, not too much, little bit of dehaze so that we can get details in the sky. Into the optics, we will remove chromatic aberration. Now we have a minimum amount of noise. Let's get rid of that. In details, another thing to notice, like when you press auto or when you open the image, Lightroom is always having a default value of sharpening 40. So right now it's been assigned on the entire image, but we need to tell Lightroom that we don't want this on the whole image, we want on the certain areas. So what we can do is press and hold on the masking, take your another finger and put it anywhere on the screens and just drag it and wait until you see this black and white image. The white solid lines are where the sharpening is going to get assigned. Let's keep it this way, this much, value of 75. Now let's add a bit of noise reduction. It's 25. I think I'm happy with this. So as you can see this, we bring our image from here to this point, and let's stitch this image in our Qoocam app and bring it back to Lightroom after converting it into Tiny Planet. Okay, as you can see, we are back in Lightroom right now. So let's go back to light. Let's try bringing down the highlights to around this much and bring up the shadows again to something around 61 or something like that. Let's give the contrast about this much. I think this is fine. Let's go to color and as we increase the contrast, so the color has gone up, so let's reduce the saturation to 30 and bring up the vibrancy again to something around 55. 50 is fine. Okay, so now what we can do, we can go in colors and play with the individual colors to enhance this image more further. Let's go by hue to something around 32, and this much is fine. Let's go on this much. Let's go on orange. We can go little down, little up on the saturation, and luminance we can bring it up. As you can see, it's affecting the brightness of my skin, so which is good. We will go to yellow, and we don't need yellow, so let's go to green. Now green, we don't want green. Let's go green because I'm trying to achieve a black and white image but maintaining the colors of my skin. So I don't want this blue. We can go completely down. Again, this blue, we can go down completely, or you can keep just a bit as per your choice, but I will like to go down completely. Now just to bring up the details in the sky, what we can do is we can bring down the luminance value down, but as you can notice, if you go much farther in the dark, you will lose the details, or your image will start pixelating here, as you can see. So to avoid this, we can just go up a bit, or we can go extreme. So it's up to you. It's a individual choice what you want, but for me, I think I can go down because on Instagram nobody's gonna zoom that deep, or as we don't have magenta, we can go down, and we can go down in pink as well. So now as you can see, we went from this to this. Now if you want, let's boost up the orange just a bit so that we can have value on our skin. Now I think this is fine, and we can go to dehaze and dehaze the image just a bit. This much is fine. Vignette, let's apply vignette. And vignette, I will give feather of 100 and midpoint something around this much, where I can have this. Now in curves, we can go dark again in the blacks and raise up the highlights so that you can see we got a good range over here. Now in color, I still think the orange is too much saturated, so I will reduce the saturation a bit in the orange to maintain a little bit of my skin color. In details, again, there is sharpening. If you want, you can reapply sharpening again, but just what I will do, I will add a little bit of noise reduction again just to get rid of this. My skin has got smoother, so I can go a little bit up. Take the radial filter, this, and we can increase the exposure on the glasses. Just press and hold, you will get this menu, and you can duplicate the radial and again assign it on the other glass. So this is done. So now as we are sitting in the window, I want to highlight that the sunlight is hitting to my hand, so we'll add little bit of exposure over here. This is the feather, so you can adjust how much feather you want on the radial masking. So let's keep this up. So as you can see now, this is affecting the back as well, so we can move just a bit or make it smaller, and this much is fine. Now This is my personal choice, but you sometimes when you will do masking, you will get like this dark patches as well. So I don't want this highlight to be here, so I want to be perfectly smooth. So now we can just remove this on my hand. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it's fine. Now one more thing, I feel the center can go a bit bright. And this is done. And now let's take a look at this mounting system. This is the microsuction mount I got in the Insta360 Go bundle, which is very strong for its size. Second, a cheap small size ball head mount you can find on Amazon. I have removed the ring as it shows up in the images. And third, your Qoocam camera itself. After you mount this all together, it gives you a very smaller profile and it's very easy to remove it in the post process. I'm not sure if Insta360 sells this accessory separately, but if you have the bundle already, then you should give it a try and don't forget to tag me on those images. If you have any other ideas, do share in the comment section below. And most importantly, try this at your own risk. I will not recommend you to use this mount for a longer session such as time-lapse or recording a video, as this mount is not designed to take the weight of Qoocam8k for a longer period of time. So there are chances that it might fall off in a longer session. And now you know my editing process for DNG8 shot on Qoocam8k and the secret behind my window shot. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Do subscribe to my channel if you want to boost up your image editing skills and want to learn more creative ways of shooting tiny planets. And the last, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out my next video. Until then, see you in the next one. Peace.